Do you know that some wealthy individuals from around the world were accused of paying enormous sums of money for the chance to shoot fellow human beings during the siege of Sarajevo in April 1992? Not soldiers, not mercenaries. According to multiple witnesses, they were allegedly wealthy foreigners, people who came to Bosnia not to fight a war, but to hunt people. If those allegations are true, they would represent one of the most horrifying crimes ever linked to the Bosnian War. But before we can answer that question, you need to see the city where it allegedly happened. A single rifle cracks across the skyline. A young woman collapses in the middle of the street. People dive behind the wreckage of a burned-out car. Nobody screams, nobody rushes toward her, because they know the sniper is still watching. For nearly 4 years, this was everyday life in Sarajevo. Children learned to recognize the difference between mortar explosions and the sharp crack of a sniper's rifle. Entire neighborhoods became killing grounds. One boulevard earned a name the world would never forget: Sniper Alley. A trip to buy bread, collect water, or simply cross the street could become your last. Nearly 400,000 civilians found themselves trapped inside a city under siege. Every window, every rooftop, every abandoned apartment could be hiding someone with a rifle. It was one of the longest sieges in modern history, a place where survival depended as much on luck. And decades later, one allegation would force investigators to ask a chilling question: who exactly was pulling the trigger? April 1992. The siege of Sarajevo begins. Within weeks, the city is surrounded by Bosnian Serb forces positioned in the hills overlooking the capital. From those mountains, almost every major street could be seen through a rifle scope. Apartment buildings, schools, hospitals, markets, nothing was truly safe. Residents gave one road a name that still sends chills through survivors: Sniper Alley. Crossing it became a gamble with death. Parents taught children how to sprint between buildings. People waited for fog, rain, or darkness just to fetch bread or water. During the siege, thousands of civilians were killed or wounded. Many never even saw the person who fired the shot. Then, a rumor began spreading, quietly, almost too disturbing to repeat. According to whispers circulating among soldiers, police, and intelligence personnel, some visitors arriving near sniper positions didn't look like soldiers. They weren't carrying heavy backpacks. They didn't appear exhausted. Some wore expensive outdoor clothing. Others carried cameras. Witnesses claimed these strangers were escorted through military checkpoints, taken high into the mountains, then brought back again. Nobody knew exactly who they were or why they had come. Most people dismissed the stories. War creates rumors. Fear spreads quickly. But years later, those whispers would return, this time inside official investigations. Years after the war ended, former military personnel and intelligence officers began speaking publicly. The story gained wider attention after the 2022 documentary Sarajevo Safari, which presented interviews with people who claimed such visits had occurred. Several witnesses alleged that wealthy foreigners were escorted to sniper positions overlooking Sarajevo. According to their accounts, some visitors allegedly paid large amounts of money for the opportunity to fire at civilians below. These are serious allegations, and it's important to say this clearly: they remain disputed. No court has conclusively established that organized human safaris took place. No verified list of participants has ever been produced, and no one has been convicted specifically for operating such an enterprise. Yet, the allegations did not come from one person alone. Multiple witnesses described remarkably similar stories. If those accounts are true, someone had to organize it. Someone had to arrange transportation. Someone had to provide access to military positions. Someone had to make sure these visitors left alive. That immediately raises another question: who had enough power to make that happen? Some witnesses pointed toward members of the Bosnian Serb military. Others suggested intelligence networks. But no court has established that such an organized operation existed. And that distinction matters, because allegations, no matter how shocking, are not the same as proof. Then another name resurfaced: John Jordan, a former U.S. Marine who served with the United Nations during the war. Years earlier, while testifying testifying before the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, Jordan described seeing unfamiliar civilians escorted near sniper positions. He referred to what he believed were tourist shooters. His testimony has often been cited in discussions about the Sarajevo Safari, but it is equally important to understand what he didn't say. He did not testify that he personally witnessed tourists shooting civilians. His observations have been interpreted by some as supporting the broader allegations, while others argue they fall far short of proving them. That difference is the center of this mystery. If organized human safaris really happened, where are the photographs? Where are the financial records? Where are the names? The answer may be painfully simple. Wars are chaotic. Evidence disappears. Documents are destroyed. Witnesses die. And many of the people who could have answered these questions never had the chance. Investigators have spent years trying to separate rumor from reality. Memories fade. The siege of Sarajevo lasted nearly 4 years. By the time many people began speaking openly, decades had passed. Investigators faced an impossible task, trying to prove or disprove something that may have left almost no physical evidence behind. If the allegations are false, why do separate witnesses describe similar events? If they are true, why has definitive evidence never emerged? War destroys more than buildings. Records disappear. Witnesses die. Documents are lost. For survivors, the mystery is more than a headline. Imagine discovering years later that someone might have viewed your neighborhood as a place for sport. Whether every allegation is true or not, the possibility alone has reopened old wounds. Because those who lived through the siege know one thing with certainty: people really were hunted every single day. The only unanswered question is who was holding the rifle. The Sarajevo Safari remains one of the most controversial stories to emerge from the Bosnian War. Some investigators believe there is enough witness testimony to justify deeper investigation. Others argue the evidence is simply not strong enough to reach firm conclusions. What everyone agrees on is that the siege of Sarajevo inflicted immense suffering on civilians, and many questions about that period remain unresolved. So here's the question: was this a hidden war crime, a wartime rumor that grew over time, or a mystery that still hasn't revealed its final truth? Let us know what you think in the comments, because history is not only shaped by what we discover, but also by the questions we continue asking. This has been Apache Uncovered, where hidden histories and humanity's greatest mysteries are brought back into the light.